Hello, this is Soundout here, and welcome to another Star Trek Playmates news update. It's Saturday when I don't normally upload videos, but there was some Star Trek Playmates news, and I really didn't want to wait the entire weekend to talk about it, so let's get to it. First things first, I want to give an update since the last video. Last time I said we didn't know how much the figures were going to be. We were hearing from Playmates. I heard some sources saying that they were going to be $12.99. That might be the MSRP in stores. Online, the figures are $15.99 through Entertainment Earth or $17.99 through Big Bad Toy Store. That's a lot. And the Enterprise is $60 at Big Bad and $50 Entertainment Earth. Now, Entertainment Earth has higher shipping rates than Big Bad Toy Store, so make your decisions of where you want to get them. But they are up for pre-order. The live action stuff that we've seen is going up in July, and the Prodigy stuff we'll talk about in a moment are coming out in October to November. Yeah, I mean, let's get to it. So essentially, we did get some new reveals for Prodigy last week, and I didn't feel like making an entire video for it. But Entertainment Earth's product pages also updated to have packaging art for several things. So we're gonna just move away from that and get right into it. So first things first, we got Prodigy figures. So the first wave is going to be 5 figures, 4 of which they showed. And then Rock Talk's coming in 2023, which she's probably my favorite character on the show, so it kind of bummed me out a little bit. But hopefully that means we're going to be getting more figures next year as well. But they did say there's ships, roleplay, all that good stuff in 2023. But this initial assortment will be out in October, according to StarTrek.com. And this will be a wave of 5, and I'll talk about which one's missing in a minute. But let's get to it. Let's just look at the figures. So first up, we got Gwen, who looks great. I mean, all of these look just super spot on to their counterparts from the series itself. Like, they just look like the animation models brought to life. They're incredibly well sculpted. The proportions are really good. You can even see Gwen looks like she might have rocker ankles. That could be wild. But good articulation, looks like really great detail work. Like, if you look at Gwen's arm in particular, it's got a lot of really crazy painted detail. So hopefully, I mean, if these look half as good on the final production versions, these are still going to be like probably some of the best Playmates figures ever. Next up, we got Dal. So Dal, once again, just like Gwen, has a ton of painted detail. Like, these designs are kind of complex for, you know, basic toys, and yeah, I'm impressed. He looks really good. He's got all the details you'd expect, all the way down. Of course, he also comes with Murph. Good boy Murph here. It's kind of funny they put Murph and Dal together, and I wonder if they know that Dal is like not as popular as some of the other characters. But yeah, they packed Dal with Murph. But Dal looks good. I mean, I think honestly, like, just out of all of the figures they've shown so far, the Prodigy ones have looked definitely the best. Next up, we got Jenkin Pog. Jenkin Pog, oh, man, if all this detail carries forward to the final production, I mean, look at him, though. He's got, like, these rustic metal tones on his belts, on his arm in particular. This guy looks really, really detailed. Man, if this is, like, anywhere close to what the final paint scheme will have, I don't know how this is as cheap as it is, because, boy, even at the $15 online price, that looks fantastic. These make a very good first impression. I think the live action figures didn't. These make a very much better presentation. And then last we got Zero. Zero, they look interesting because their legs are a lot longer, but they have the same kind of hip joints. Like, if you look up where the body is, Zero's a Medusan, so they're a non-corporeal energy being. But you can see where the legs connect into the containment field. Those are like the normal hips we see on other figures. Yeah. And no, they'll have the same range of movement as the others, which is great. I'm glad to see there's like a universal articulation standard. But yeah, out of all 4 of these, Gwen looks great, Dal looks great, Murph looks great, Jenkin looks great, Zero looks great. And then we're also getting Hologram Janeway. I think maybe Kate Mulgrew hadn't quite signed off on it, because I know that she worked on the design for Hologram Janeway. Yeah, no, I definitely think these look fantastic. And I look forward to seeing more. And they are going to have their own packaging style. They said they're going to be on a Prodigy designed card back, which is great, because I think the only reason Playmates has a Star Trek license right now is because Prodigy exists. So And if you haven't seen Star Trek Prodigy, yeah, it's a show aimed at kids, but does not mean it's not bad. It's not good. It's really good. In fact, it's some of the best Star Trek we've gotten ever, really. It's some really great character work, really great storytelling. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's definitely worth it. All right, moving right along. Like I said, we got packaging shots, so here we go. We're going to get into this because they said retro design packaging. Boy, that's almost the same card back. Yeah, so I have mixed feelings about this. So first of all, I mean, this is the movie series packaging. Thanks to the awesome site Wixaban, which I used for my retrospectives, which if you haven't seen, if you're watching this and haven't seen my Star Trek retrospectives, please go watch them. 3 parts are out now. I'm working on part 4. This is Wixaban's a great website because you can get all these pictures of all the Playmates stuff. Really great resource. But here's the original card back for the movie series Kirk, which was motion picture based. Here's the new one, which is Wrath of Khan based. You can see that they repeated their error of putting the wrong Enterprise on it. Okay, so I know they're going for the retro look because they got the same font and they got the same, circular design for Kirk's name. I mean, I'm just going to keep switching back and forth. The same logo, the same planets thing, the same starburst effect. But it's still the wrong Enterprise. It's the TV Enterprise on a movie packaging, and I would have been like, fine, change one thing, change that Enterprise art. But here's the crazy part. So if you look at the figure here, first of all, I mean, Kirk looks mostly the same as last time. He looks good. I don't know how he's going to hold anything because those hands don't look conducive to holding things, but we'll get to this in a minute. First of all, it lists the accessories: Type 2 phaser, Starfleet risk communicator, captain's log, and a Star Trek movie action base. And the movie action base is the most generic-looking Starfleet Delta I've ever seen. That's not, the Wrath of Khan badge design. It's not that. It's not even the weird tiered stand thing that the old movie figures came with. That is a generic... I didn't even have that centered in the frame. That is a generic Starfleet base. And spoiler alert, all the figures we've seen so far have this in the packaging. So, I don't like it that much. All right, now looking at the accessories, this is where things get a little wild. Because if you look at the original accessories, we can zoom really far into an old figure. Look at the phaser. Look at the phaser. Look at the wrist communicator. Look at the wrist communicator. I think these are the same accessories. I think they're I don't even know if they're the same molds, but they're certainly the same sculpts. They have the same design ideas. I know this is kind of hard to see, closely zoomed in, but, that's the same phaser design. I mean, and it's supposed to be the same, but that is the same sculpt. No joke. That's kind of wild to me. It'll get wilder in a minute. I do like the fact that these images were definitely split apart later because you can see the edge of the Next Generation package around the edge. Yeah, these renders are weird. Also, the Wrath of Khan 40 Years logo. Cool. That may be why the Wrath of Khan's up in Wave 1. But anyways, as my computer accidentally tries to save this. All right, so yeah, I mean, that's Kirk. Let's move on. Spock. Okay, so same packaging, so I'm not going to go over it again. Spock comes with engineering tool, Starfleet tricorder, radiation gloves, and a Star Trek movie action base. First of all, this shows Spock's right hand as Vulcan sign a piece. Cool. Like it. I liked it on the original series figure. Always wish there was a swappable hand. Well, all right. Looking at these accessories. All right, I gotta talk about this. These two accessories. These two right here. You guys see that? Go to the original movie Spock. Look at these two same exact freaking sculpts. I don't know if I hate this or not. Because as you may know from watching my retrospectives, I don't like talking about the accessories because they can't hold most of them, and a lot of them are generic. These look like the same sculpts. I mean, at least they're in silver now. I like the silver versus the multicolor, but these are the same sculpts. 100%. Huh. Can't even wrap my head around that. But, as we talked about, radiation gloves. So, let's look at Spock's hands. We got sign a piece. We got open hand. And then look at the gloves. All right, so there is absolutely no way these gloved hands go over the pre-existing, because his right hand is doing the sign of peace. So you can't do this and then have a glove do this. That's just physically impossible. And then you can't have his other hand like this and then his hand doing this. So these are obviously from the scene where he goes to save the Enterprise, but these are swappable hands. These are 100% swappable hands. Even though the sculpt doesn't look like they have swappable hands. I don't know. If those are just two random gloves thrown in, I'm going to be shocked. I'm pretty sure they're swappable hands. Moving right along, here is Khan Noonien Singh. Also looks good. He has phaser, bowl of eels, and a Genesis control box. Once again, we'll talk about Khan in a moment, but once again, I mean, these are the exact same accessories. He has everything the original figure came with. Like, if you look at we'll scroll around. This is the original. There's that bowl thing. There's that little wire thing. Here's the new one. The Genesis control box. The only thing missing is the tiny Genesis device. Otherwise, that's the same accessory loadout as the original. But looking at Khan himself, I think, not only does he look better, he's in a better stance in this. He's not so lock-kneed like the first picture. He's got kind of wide hips. He's got kind of a cowboy stance to him. I think it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. This is, looking at these side by side, I can definitely say this is an upgrade. I mean, there's the original. I thought the original was great, but this new one looks pretty good too. Definitely an upgrade. Okay, let's talk next gen. TNG, Jean-Luc Picard. Okay, so, all right, where do I go without just going, hey, look, here's the original. So let's get this look. Original, new. Here's the original and the new. So essentially the new figures, so if the original Playmates figures were this, so if they were like this, they're like this. And if they're like this, they're like this. They essentially just shrunk and widened them. And you can see that because the original card back, sort of cut off the edges of the Enterprise, whereas this new one has space between it. Very much the same art. Looks like the exact same Enterprise art. All the crazy colors are back, which is fun. I like it. Picard looks great. I mean, he almost has the same hand sculpts as before. Obviously, this one's the captain's jacket. It's because they're using the Series 1 Next Gen backing. You can see it has a J hook as opposed to the little weird circular hook thing, which just helps with modern retail. There's a Next Gen 35 Years logo, which I don't think we've seen any of these logos prior, so there's that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And then, yeah, just like with the others, or just like with Khan even, I mean, there is no mistaking phaser, tricorder, pad, monitor. Phaser, tricorder, pad, monitor. Pretty much the same sculpts. The new ones are lacking the stickers for the screens, which may get added later. But same exact accessories. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on the base. If you're going to be using same exact accessories, where's our cool TNG badge? That's it. I'm not going to talk about the bases anymore. All right, so yeah, Picard looks good. Let's look at Riker. Riker looks better in this shot. Hands look like they won't hold anything. And once again, yeah, if you look at it, here are the accessories that he comes with. And here are the accessories the original comes with. The exact same accessories minus the base. The base is the only thing different. These are the same accessories, just in a different plastic color. Because, yeah, there's a little, thing is next to his base there. But the one thing I did notice is that there is a curve in the phaser beam, which also, hooray, the phaser beams have their lightsaber effects back. Woo. I'm not a big fan of those. But they curve says to me that this is a picture of a physical accessory. All right, let's move on. Let's look at Data. Data's interesting because looking at the original Data, which I think we're very familiar with, I'm not going to zoom all the way in. Phaser, tricorder, hose thing. Phaser, tricorder, hose thing. Again, the tricorder, or the phaser here is once again curved just like Riker's. Now, this is what's interesting. So if you look at the accessory count, so he's got Type 2 hand phaser, diagnostic testing unit with monitor, tricorder with holster, and Riker says with holster as well, but there's no holsters on the figures. So Again, I don't know. And then Android access panel. The original one said Android access panels because there was one in his arm and one on his back. This one might have a back panel. If they put Android access panel on it and they're including that weird monitor accessory, he might actually have an opening panel on the back. That'd be kind of surprising. It'd be cool. Hopefully it closes better than the original, but yeah, that might be a thing. Also, he has the handles on his accessories, which will be great because he's going to be the one that can hold things with those hands. All right, so I feel like I've been a little negative. I don't mean to be. I'm just a little baffled by the accessory reuse. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's mostly my confusion is how are they going to hold them? Because in 1992, all right, they don't hold their accessories. 2022, we are 30 years later. Please hold the accessories. And the bases are generic. So maybe those are just placeholders. I don't know. I don't know where in the process this is, but let's move on. Here's the Enterprise. Oh my God. So there's definitely like, okay, so if you look at like original Riker here and you look at new Riker, they're definitely different figures from the packaging. Here's the original Enterprise box. Here's the new Enterprise box. Original Enterprise box. Let me zoom out even on that. And then here's the new one. Same exact wording. Pretty much same picture layout, same artwork. That is the same. This is why the movie series has the original Enterprise on it, because they commissioned the artwork for this box and then they used it for the card backs. Same Delta, same Try Me feature. That is the same damn box. The only difference is it doesn't have the collector's edition sticker that's down under the Enterprise. And I think the features list is different. So this one says multiple light up effects, ship and battle sound effects, iconic Captain Command phrases, and display stand. Whereas this says 4 Star Trek sounds, photon torpedoes, phasers, warp drive, bridge interior, light up engine nacelles, classic Star Trek display stand. So the features list is different. And that's it. Feature list is different, it's missing a sticker. Otherwise, they look almost identical. This could be a problem in the future. These could look like the same product. So, whew. Should we get to the stuff I like? I mean, I like all this, but I have some complaints. I think I have some fair criticism of some of this stuff. And I love the Prodigy figures. Let's talk about some packaging I like. All right, let me get off my soapbox here. Look at the Discovery packaging. All right, so look at this. This is fantastic. I have a one minor nitpick, but we'll get to it. This is the Star Trek Universe packaging. This is presumably for all the new shows, Discovery onward, minus Prodigy. I love this packaging. I was afraid it was going to get into the generic, like, the brand kit designs we see on packaging for a lot of stuff. This is different. I like it. Star Trek Universe logo. Looks great. Discovery flying up top. Fantastic. Half-cylinder style bubble. Awesome. It looks like a transporter. In fact, there's a transporter effect back there. It says on the side, Discovery, Commander Saru. Nice picture of Saru. And character-specific accessories. Let's zoom into Saru here, who is looking much better, by the way. It's just a better angle. He's got Sarana's knife, plus a tricorder and a phaser, and the generic base. Wish it was the Discovery badge, because I think the Discovery badge is cool. But Sarana's knife. So you got like a specific character accessory. And the packaging is character specific. Like, I like that they took half the card to put a picture of Saru on there. Because with the others, I mean, this worked fine for the old days. But, outside the picture, or so the word that says Captain Spock, that's just the same packaging. I like the specifics. My only thing is that I'm looking at this side tab where the name is and going, that's going to get bent like crazy in stores and stuff. I wish it was just, I know there's like a cutout on the opposite side, so it's like maybe you could line these up together and they would kind of fit together, which would be kind of neat. But that tab I feel like is going to get bent. But other than that, I mean, man, that looks great. And then here's Michael Burnham. Now Burnham, it's interesting because Saru looks like a photograph, which I think is actually, that's on the cover of a novel. Burnham's a piece of artwork. She is actually drawn, which is different. I don't know why. We got science officer Michael Burnham, Discovery. She looks like she can hold accessories. Saru doesn't look like he can hold anything, unless, again, they have alternate hands. We just don't know. Burnham's definitely got hands to hold stuff. She's got, I think, a pad. She's got her phaser, but she's got the Alice in Wonderland book. So it's, again, very character-specific stuff. I dig it. I really dig the Star Trek Universe packaging, and I wish we had more than just 2 figures to look at. I think the retro packaging is a cool idea. But I feel like this is more eye-grabbing. And I'm hoping Prodigy's in the vein of the Star Trek Universe packaging instead of the vintage style. Because the vintage style isn't the vintage. It's modified. And then the Enterprise box is just straight up the same box. But yeah, I mean, I'm curious. I have everything on pre-order. I'm going to be reviewing this stuff. It's just really interesting. I'm like, all right, come on. Or do we have alternate hands or not? Because I feel like they're not listed in the product descriptions, and I don't know why they come with accessories if all their if like the only figures look like they can hold things are Prodigy and Burnham. Everybody else, and Data, because he's got the handles on the accessories, but everybody else does not look like they can hold stuff. So, again, we'll be reviewing this. I'll be working on part 4 of Star Trek soon. It'll be done soon. I promise. It's coming soon. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope this didn't run too long. I'm checking out now. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this. Hit the comments. Tell me about what you think of the packaging and the accessories and stuff. I'm really curious to hear what your thoughts. Also, be sure to subscribe and the notification bell for future uploads. I'll keep doing news videos like this. I think it's, an important topic. And yeah, that's about it. So check out HeroClub@hero-club.com for your Star Trek news and more. And my awesome graphic designer on my awesome graphic designer on Twitter at DarkClaw643. And until next time, this is Soundout saying, live long and prosper.